lauded Sani's leadership, saying that he has transformed Kaduna from a toxic and insecure state into a hub of peace and development. Tinubu highlighted the significant improvement in security, contrasting the current peaceful atmosphere with the tense situation during his last visit in 2022, when extensive security escorts were needed for campaigns. Let's take a look.
Since yesterday, many of you are present in Benue, condoling and sympathizing with people of Benue. Today you are all here, and we've seen a governor, Oseni, an agent of change, stability, love, unity, and progress. Oseni has performed wonders and changed the environment from previous toxic, uncontrollable environment to a state of life, progress, and development. I say thank you, my comrade. Thank you very much.
All right, Governor of Peace. He has been hailed. We also gave the Governor of the Year for this year award. And, one of the things that the chairman had attributed was the fact that he has really, controlled peace in Kaduna State. And the president has re-echoed Prince Nduka Obaigbena's comments during the This Day Awards. But I mean, come on, that was quite violent. President, will I say? In fact, is that the word? Violence.
I want to join that violence. I want to not join that violence.
It was a toxic, what else did he say? Uncontrollable environment. So that was during the El-Rufia regime he's talking about? Because in 2022, he said he couldn't drive to...
the president didn't mention him, but I want to go in that
But he said 2022, during the campaigns, he couldn't...
You wanted to say something?
Yes.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, I should go. Okay, let me now go in the line of violence. You are spot on. He said it.
Yes.
So the time of the last administration was not good.
Yes.
It was toxic.
It
was violence.
Uncontrollable.
He said it. Shots fired at El-Rufia.
Correct.
But believe politicians at your own peril.
Yeah.
Is this not the same President Tinubu that went to court El-Rufia to support him in the last election?
Yeah.
That said, I need you. Where did he make that statement? Yeah. Didn't he go to the same Kaduna leading up to his elections in the APC? Then, didn't he go there and say, I need you, that you can't refuse? Why didn't he say
we had that video
that is toxic, is uncontrollable at that time?
But
politicians...
But that is about the state.
Yeah, that's a different idea.
But when he was in front of El-Rufia, seeking his support for his presidential candidature, why didn't he tell him and speak truth to power to him then? He can't. Enough fits. Because then, they were good. He needed his support.
Right.
But now he's saying it. So let me throw this powder. But on the flip side, I'm sure the El-Rufia people are happy about that comment. One. On the flip side of it, what President Tinubu said is true.
But that's the actual, that's the point.
No, it's true. Oseni has done I said it this morning, Oseni has done a very excellent job at Unity. We talk the stories of him going to Christmas Carol and things like that, and bringing more inclusion as regards people in southern Kaduna, and doing infrastructure there.
More on Thursday. A federal Capital Territory High Court in Maitama granted Senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, bail to the amount of 50 million naira in a defamation suit filed against her by the federal government. The court rejected the government's application to remand her in custody. Justice Chizoba Orji, in her ruling, stated that the prosecution failed to provide sufficient justification to deny Akpoti-Uduaghan bail, noting her sufficient willingness to face the charges. Akpoti-Uduaghan appeared in court with her husband and was supported by prominent figures including Obi Ezekwesili and Aisha Yusufu. Well, here's the moment her bail application was granted. This was so beautiful to see. Well, the trial has been adjourned to September 23rd. As part of the bail conditions, she must provide one surety, who is a person of integrity and owns land property within Abuja. Akpoti Uduaghan is facing a 3-count charge of criminal defamation. Senate President Godswill Akpabio and former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello have been listed as nominal complainants. The charges stem from allegations made by Akpoti Uduaghan, including claims that Akpabio and Bello plotted her assassination and that Akpabio was linked to a controversial murder case involving organ harvesting. Akpoti Uduaghan's family home was recently attacked by hoodlums. One suspect, reported to be a known ritualist, was apprehended at the scene of the attack. A cutlass and charms were recovered from him by the police. I mean, Adefemi Akinsoya, this woman has gone through a lot. I mean, remember during her suspension, her security detail was withdrawn, and she has been talking about the fact that she feels very unsafe living in Nigeria. I believe this is the second attack in her family home. There were more people that were there at the location of the attack, but this one ritualist was the only person that they apprehended. Your thoughts on all of the conversation?
First and foremost, Senator Akpoti Uduaghan has every right to feel unsafe in this country, in her homeland, and in her own home, essentially, with these examples of people being found in her residence with no real good reason to be there. She has every right to feel as though her life is under threat, and if she has named people being responsible for these attacks, then it is up to her and the people supporting her to give her the space to be able to defend herself in a court of law. People may say that there was too much pomp and circumstance within the courtroom, but I think they should also understand the gravity of the situation against her. This is a woman who has had to withstand a lot.
Yes.
And she is currently also still suspended, doesn't have the security detail, and we're seeing an example of what happens when a high-profile person does not have adequate security detail. So we are going to be looking throughout this entire court process to see how it goes. But I do think it was an excellent show of solidarity. I love the fact that her husband was right there beside her in the courtroom. And to see women like Aisha Yusufu, Obi Ezekwesili being there to show support, it is something that should be commended.
Yes, absolutely. Rufai, your thoughts on her bail, her bail application being
I'm going to
granted
explain to you why you saw that celebration.
That celebration, yes.
The initial plan was to ensure that she goes in incarceration, and that will have been a mentality blow to her in this fight. You wonder, why was the federal government in this case saying that she must be locked up? Do you know, I'm not sure that got to the press, that another case was quickly filed in the course of the week, and her lawyers were not told that she finally found out, and they went there and they challenged her again. Almost the same charges. Quickly in the course of the week. That was not reported to the public. So that plan failed. If she said something that they are now taking out to court for that as alleged defamation, shouldn't be between her and the people she said the things against. Why is the federal government inside this? But President Tinubu promised in his statements that even those that criticize him and criticize his government, he will let them be. But why is the federal government now taking it up in this? And we all know this goes through all of the back and forth between them. I've always said, I'm not saying Natasha is wrong or right, but if she doesn't have evidence to prove a sexual harassment, I would be the first to condemn her. And she must provide evidence at some point. But you know, we've heard of that now. The matter started from seats to sexual harassment. We've heard of that now. If you remember, the matter went into recall at a point, which we revealed. The report was not successful. Now it has gone into defamation territory. And we are seeing all of this back and forth. So she must be able to prove also with this that she has evidence that she has seen that some people are after her life. But also, let's go to some of the facts. This is the second time our home will be attacked.
Yes.
This is not the first time. So there's constant repeated attacks on our home, and we are looking at all of this. That's why you saw the celebration that was going on. I'm not taking side with Akpabio, I'm not taking side with Natasha, but if a woman, what caused all of this, if she has said she was sexually harassed, she should be allowed to be able to provide her evidence. Mm-hmm. And if she can't provide the evidence, we'll berate her. Definitely. But was this the right approach? A federal government counsel arguing in courts that she must be incarcerated. Why is it that we all have this level of high-handedness? Just like how some people did with Dele Farutimi in this country, to be able to prove a point.
Right.
So, but all of it now has come to naught. Mm-hmm. So they've adjourned it. We'll see what the court will rule as regards this issue.
Absolutely.
But all sides must be heard.
All right, very good.